And we are live. Welcome back to the Piston Shack YouTube channel for our 13th subscriber only stream. You can join our subscriber only community over on Instagram. If you just go to my Instagram profile, hit that subscribe button. There's a small fee. I think it's down to $1.99 per month AUD. So you can join that. We've got a group chat. We've got plenty of other things happening in there, and we'll be having up subscribers today. I can see my man's Prince is down the bottom. I believe we've got Sarah coming on. Zay from Brisbane, or up in Queensland, I should say. And maybe if Tom Herr wakes up, I feel like he might jump on. But it's going to be a really fun show today. So can see everyone already in the chat. We had some really big news, and I'm going to do my best to, before I bring up the subscribers and get everyone's thoughts and we go through the comments, I'm going to do my best to recap the news that seemed to have come out earlier today for my friends in the US. This came out overnight for me. So I've just been trying to catch up on it. But Shams tweeted out around 8 hours ago now that Malik Beasley is no longer a target of the federal gambling investigation conducted by the Eastern District of New York. His attorneys, Steve Haney and Mike, I can't say that last name, told ESPN. Shams later followed that with this potentially reopens free agency for one of the NBA's top shooters. And then this was followed with Beasley's attorneys told ESPN that they had extensive conversations and meetings with the Eastern District of New York and were informed Beasley is not being considered the target after allegations regarding gambling on NBA games and prop bets during the 23-24 season. So huge news. Before we get into how this affects the Pistons, because I have some more news here about what the Pistons can offer Bees and what other teams can potentially offer him. I think this is just awesome news. I think on these streams, we've been chatting about it a little bit. I'd made separate videos here and there, just trying to provide updates on the Malik Beasley situation. But to get an outcome this quickly is pretty crazy. I don't think anyone expected this. This is definitely a shock, I think, for a lot of the Pistons community that I'm seeing. And if you compare this case to the other betting cases with Terry Rozier and Jonte Porter, those dragged out for 12 months. And if Rozier's is still going. So to get an outcome within 3 months is pretty crazy. And we spoke about on previous videos, the Pistons do have an open roster spot. So naturally, everyone is getting excited about the thought of bringing Bees back. But before I do get to that, I just think this is an awesome outcome for Malik. I'm really happy for him because I must admit, all signs, everything you read in the news, when you ciphered out all like the people making fun of him for engagement and all of that kind of bad stuff, like when you actually just read the real investigative news, it was not looking the best for Malik. So I'm really happy for him. Happy for his family. This is great news for him. And I'm really excited that he is seemingly going to be able to play NBA basketball again because he's a really good player. He was an immense contributor for a lot of our favorite Pistons team of all time last season. So just fantastic news for him, his family. But as it relates to our Pistons, I know I want Malik back, but Kyle Metz, who we've had on here a few times, he's our Pistons salary cap guru. He tweeted out, and I'll just read this tweet to you all. The maximum Beasley can sign with Detroit is 4 years, $31 million. So that's roughly just over $7 million a season, if my math is correct. To remind everyone, he was on the cusp of signing a 3-year, $45 million deal. So this annual average is essentially half of what he was about to sign, even though there's an extra year. So considering Malik's circumstances, this is still like a lot higher than the vet minimum or the biannual exception, which is $5.5 million. The other option is he could sign a 1-year, $7.2 million deal with the Pistons and then re-sign next year for a 4-year, $48 million deal. So that would give him around $12 million annually. So that's what the Pistons can offer. Now, there are some other teams. So Keith Smith and Jake Fisher both tweeted this out as well. It looks like there's 5 teams that can offer more than the Pistons' annual average of 7.2 million for Malik. Brooklyn could offer him 15 million. Charlotte and Chicago can offer him the mid-level exception for about 14 million. So that's pretty much what he was going to sign with the Pistons. The Pacers can offer him 13.5 million with their mid-level. Miami can offer 7.3 million and OKC can offer 8.5 million. So of those teams, and we'll talk about this when we bring up some guests, but the ones that jump out to me is probably the Pacers and Miami. I don't know. Look, Malik could go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn are just in a situation where they're going to be really bad next season. And I know they offer a big payday. And obviously we saw all the stuff come out about Malik potentially owing money to all these other avenues. Maybe he just wants to take that deal. But I think Miami, I know he spends a lot of time in Miami. He might have even grown up in Miami. So that's interesting. But to me, I think the Pistons, it does make a lot of sense for him to come back. He had his best season of his career with our team. Some people will say, well, Jack, we've already got 9 players that need a bulk of minutes. Like, how's Malik going to fit in? I think the one thing this roster probably hasn't improved upon from last season is like having pure shooters. I think last season, THJ and Malik were awesome floor spacers. And even though THJ was streaky, like every team would guard him the same way they would guard Malik. So I think Duncan Robinson at this stage of his career is an upgrade on THJ. So if you could bring back Malik and he can replicate close to what he did last season or, 85%, I think your shooting is better than last season. So I think there's a huge incentive to bring Malik back. And I think the Pistons will definitely be trying to do that. So that's kind of all the details I've researched at the moment. Like I said, I'll probably make another video in the next 24 hours once I've had more of a chance to dive into this and explore all the avenues. But that's everything I've come across. So if I've missed something, please drop it in the comments below. But just really exciting news. And I think regardless if Malik signs with the Pistons or not, just a good outcome. Like, I don't think anyone wanted to see him guilty and go through this, especially Pistons fans, after all the great times he gave us last season. So hopefully he can return a Piston. But I'm going to try bring up Sarah, Zave, and Prince all at once here. We're going to go four wide, and let's see how this goes. How are we, team?
Good.
Yeah, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm
So
good. How you? Oh, Prince. I think Prince's internet. There's something wrong with it. Now he's
Your
on
mic's
mute.
off.
My mic was muted. My bad, guys.
Okay.
But I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Campaign's doing great. I got some new shirts that just came in. In Prince We Trust, and it looks super nice. And oh man, I feel like Zave's voice gets deeper more and more he comes on the podcast. It's crazy. It's great to see Sarah again. It's great to talk to you all guys, and it's great to end the week on a good note. But before I get to speaking about my Pistons, I gotta bless myself with the Buffs. Gotta make sure they know.
cool.
Let's go. And Sean says here, Prince, make your school great again. But everyone go vote for Prince. If you don't follow him on Instagram, he's running for, is it student governor?
Freshman class president.
Freshman class president. So Prince is, just a reminder for anyone new in here, is only 14 years old and speaks better than myself. So vote for Prince. But let's dive into it. Maybe we'll just get each of your initial reactions to the news. For me, I woke up to it and was like, what the hell? I was not expecting that. But maybe Zave, let's start with you because you're on the same time zone as me. Like, did you see it late last night or did you wake up to it? What was your initial reaction?
I woke up to it and let me tell you, I was stoked, man. Like, he was the heart and soul of our team last year. And to just have a chance to have that back is just so good.
It's awesome. And like, I still kind of can't believe it. I'm just so happy for him. I want him back on the Pistons, but I'm just actually really happy for him. And Sarah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, same. Very happy for him. I'm a mix of like, oh, I can't wait. I want him back. And also like, I'm preparing myself for joy and for heartbreak if he decides to sign with another team. I get that he needs the money, but God, I feel like we just created such a home for him in Detroit. I mean, he had meals named after him. He's been talking about Detroit. So I just hope that he comes back. It's kind of where I'm at now. And I need the news soon. Like this cannot drag on. Like
wow. Let's say I like that you brought up the food because I remember we had Maddie on here who lives in Detroit and we were talking about the Savvy Sliders deal falling through. So maybe there'll be a resurgence. The shimmy meal might be back. But Prince, how are you feeling?
I feel really good about it. Not even like last night, me and Dad were talking about, man, if Beasley comes back, I promise you, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I was like, well, let's hope and pray. And next morning, literally, he's back, and it's just like it's great to see. I hope he doesn't sign with another team, but I feel like even if he does, we'll still be successful throughout the way. But I'm really glad to see that Malik beat the Chargers. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family, and I'm happy that he's doing okay.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I guess maybe I'll just ask you as well. Realistically, when I think in the past couple of weeks, we'd started to see some people tweet out the Pistons were keeping that 15th roster spot open for him. Like, if you had to put a percentage on it, what percentage did you think Malik was like? I know he's still got to sign with the Pistons, so maybe this isn't the best way to phrase it, but yeah, what percentage chance did you think he was going to be cleared before the season? I guess is the way I'll phrase it, because I genuinely thought it was like less than 5%. It's like,
well, I thought he would be cleared by October. I didn't expect it to be now. I thought maybe end of September, early October, kind of thing. So percentage wise, I was kind of maybe 75% sure we'd have news before the season started, but not this early.
Dave.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure myself. I want to say it was more 50-50. I know it hasn't gone well in the past for other players, so like it's just a risk, you know. It's how can we place this trust on this guy when like it's literally not worked out well for any others, but in the end I'm glad it's worked out, you know.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I like for somebody who's been studying American government like this here, it's like it takes a very a very long time by what's the name for like people to get it out and make sure that it's not true or at least that they're cleared. So I thought it was gonna be during the season, but now that it's actually like happening now, I'm very glad for him. And I didn't expect it to happen. I thought it was going to be like a 32% kind of chance that it would happen before the season. I just didn't expect it to be like in, what's the name, before September.
Yeah, I think to be honest, whether it was like whatever the outcome was going to be, if he was involved, or obviously as we know he isn't, I just did not expect it to be this quick, like some of those other ones that have dragged out. So yeah, like it's only August 23rd for me. I think August 22nd in the US. Like training camp doesn't start for pretty much a month from today. So this doesn't, if he does come back to Detroit, like obviously he has plenty of chemistry with a lot of the team from last season, but it doesn't even really, it's not like you're throwing him in late. And obviously we've seen he's been working out on his own back in Miami. So like the timings, you know, this is obviously, you know, an unfortunate thing for Malik because of it all being released and impacting his livelihood, really, and he's not guilty. But at least now there's still time for him to be signed. There's still teams around the league that have money to sign him. So hopefully this is just a little blip in his career. And yeah, I'm guessing we all want him back on Detroit. Is there anyone up here that doesn't? I would be shocked. Like, because I think the question I'll ask like each of you is, I saw just briefly on Twitter, a lot of people being like, well, he doesn't really fit. Like we've kind of got a lot of guards now with Ivey back, and they make a good point. I don't think like it's a bad point, but I'm kind of just like, if you can bring Malik back, like I'm bringing him back and just figure that out later. Like, it's not like you're bringing a new player in who hasn't played on the team. Like, I'm sure you can figure out a rotation. Are we aligned? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it brings in depth, and we're going to bring in depth anyways if we brought him on. And also, I mean, there could be the opening for possibility for midseason trades if we end up with too many guards. You know, there's endless things. I think Downtown Deuce had a little talk about that too. If like we did bring Malik back, what would we do midseason? But for now, I think it's just a lot of depth, and it's I don't know, like Prince said, I think if we bring him back, we have a real chance of making it far because we're just bringing it. We have tons of shooters. So,
yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Safe. I thought Safe was ready to go.
No, you go, Prince. You go.
I feel like we've seen what happened when there's a team full of sharpshooters. We've seen that in the Warriors. We've seen that in all these different teams. But I feel like my dad made a really good point yesterday on how every team has like their good player on the side that they would always bring in, whether he was a starter or he was on the bench. So he said in the 89-90 team, that was Joe Dumars. He wasn't on the bench at all, but he was always that second player that could go and get it, you know. And then he said for the 04 Pistons, he thought that was Rasheed Wallace because another player that could just go and get it, just like Rip Hamilton, you know. And I feel like this time it's Malik Beasley. I feel like Malik Beasley, especially when he's coming off the bench, he can just go out there, shoot, and win. And that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like that's going to be the difference, you know.
I like how you bring that up as well, because I think like I've spoken about what I loved. One of the underrated skills or things I thought Malik brought last year was like that fearlessness to like, if the other team was on like an 8-0 run, it felt like he was normally the guy who would hit that three to like, he would just be willing to take that three to like get us back within 5 and keep us in the game. Or on the flip side, if the Pistons were making a bit of a run, it felt like he was the guy to hit that dagger three to like break the back of the other team. So I think the fearlessness you highlight there, Prince, is definitely something he brings for sure. I'm sorry, Dave, I think I cut you off a little bit there.
No, it's all good. One thing I do want to bring up though during free agency is that we didn't just tackle guards. I mean, sure, we got Caris LeVert and Duncan Robinson, but we can definitely put those guys in other positions. I know Duncan Robinson used to play, I think, a little bit of power forward back in Miami. So this might sound a bit strange, but I reckon we start Duncan Robinson and then hopefully have Tobias Harris on that bench just for that little bit of size. Maybe.
Prince will like that, Tobias on the bench.
That's a good point.
Oh, nah.
No, I think
but I really
I'm pretty
like
sure
Tobias
Duncan
Harris,
definitely
though,
did play some 4.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm hoping my internet isn't lagging here, so let me know if it is. But if I'm accidentally talking over anyone, I think it is because my internet's lagging. But I like your point about Duncan playing minutes at the 4, Zave, because I'm pretty sure he definitely did do that with the Heat. But I guess with Malik, I think we've covered it pretty well. I think we all want him back. I think you can figure out the rotation for sure. To wrap this kind of part of the show up, what's your percentage? Like, how are you feeling about him actually re-signing? Because there is other options, like I mentioned. Like, let's all put a percentage on him being a Piston opening night. Sarah, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go with I'm going to go with 60% because I think he has, it's like basically 50-50 if he leaves or not, but we have that little bit of the Detroit love that we gave him last season and how that's what he's been talking about, coming back and wanting to get the feel around Detroit. And I think most people want him back. We would embrace him for sure. And I also don't think it would be a risk if he chooses to do was it 4-year, $31 million? Is that what you said? Or 3 years?
Yes.
Okay, 4 year.
I think it was 4 years. Yeah.
Because some people were like, is that risky? Should we just do the 1 year? But we were going to sign him to 4 years anyways. So if he's willing to take that for 4 years, or if he's willing to prove himself again for a year and then take the higher next year, I think that works. And so I think that he would have the best time here. Maybe the Heat is what I'm thinking too. I hope he doesn't go to Chicago. Yeah. That's a dying team. I hope he doesn't go to the Nets. That's a dying team. He deserves to. He's loved bringing us up, and I think he wants to stay up. So I'm gonna go with 60% sure that he'll come back.
I like it. Who else has got a percentage? Mine's probably around. I'm like 50-50.
Oh, you go, Prince.
Oh no, Dave, you can go.
Okay. Well, I definitely agree with Sarah. Maybe even 70%. Absolutely. So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what's funny about the dogs barking?
Pistons Jack's not talking. I want to go ahead and I want to say that I definitely think that if anything, we're probably just gonna trade someone away. And if I were to be the one to make that trade, I don't even have to say who I would let go. But I also do want to say that I hope that we can keep Tobias and give him more his second year and that he still can trust in Detroit, because I know a lot of people, myself included, that were talking about Malik that day that I found out everything that happened. And when they started posting the clip of him dropping the ball during the playoffs, I was mad. I was definitely mad, but if anything, you got to take it for a grain of salt that he's still a person. And I'm glad he really beat the charges. And that's great. And Sarah, with the dog, my dog be barking all the time on the podcast. I got to go on mute too, but she's like a little tiny dog. So she'd be like, you know, but,
that's cute.
But yeah, I hope that we can sign to, I almost said Tobias, Malik back. And I think that if anything, these other deals are great, but I just hope that we can still, like Sarah said, have that Detroit pride, that Detroit love that we gave to him still stays with him, you know?
Totally. And I think just with the rotation talk and how many players, like Sean makes a good point here. Like, unfortunately, someone always gets injured, whether it's for 2 games, 2 weeks, or the season. Like, there will be injury. So it's having a 10 players that all need minutes is, you can make it work for sure. Because things will happen across an 82-game season. I'm hoping everyone can still hear me okay. But
yeah,
I think we've covered the Malik situation pretty well. Exciting news. And yeah, just very, very happy for him, because when that news got dropped, yeah, I can't imagine being Malik, seeing, because he obviously knew he was innocent, and seeing all these pages making fun of him and jumping to conclusions would have been horrible. So just happy for him, and happy with what we do here at Pistons Jack, and, you know, let things play out. But moving on, the other topics for the day was, so ESPN, this is for a topic I wanted to do last week, but we ran out of time. So ESPN did like a redraft of the 2022 NBA draft, and that's the draft that had Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren in it. We obviously know Jaden went 5th, and I think JD went 13, or was it 12? Something like that.
13.
13. So ESPN redid that draft, and they had Jalen Duren at 10th, and then they had Jaden Ivey at 11th. And some of the notable players above them, the ones that I was kind of like not really sure about, was Walker Kessler from the Jazz. And like, mind you, I'm not saying these are bad players or anything, but I was a bit like, I'm just trying to find the list here. Dyson Daniels was above them. Here it is. Andrew Nemhard. Keegan Murray was at 6. Jabari Smith was at 5. And then Christian Brown from the Nuggets was at number 4, which I was like, so Sarah, I'm interested. You watch some Nuggets basketball?
I do. A lot of Nuggets. I got the half-season tickets this year.
Before because admittedly, I just watch the Pistons and whoever they play, and might watch some other games here and there. It's Christian Brown. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, it's Christian Brown. yeah. So I'll let you finish. But I have some thoughts.
Would you take him ahead of all of these players? Dyson Daniels, Andrew Nembhard, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, Tari Eason, and I'll throw Keegan Murray in there and Jabari Smith.
I wouldn't put him ahead. I don't know. I think he belongs at 6, 7. So Jokic and Brown were the second leading duo in assists to each other. Like Jokic to Brown was second most assists to basket to points this season. He's a great defender. He's fearless. I love his little brawl with Rudy Gobert and stuff. And he's exciting to watch. But I definitely wouldn't put him for a lot of these guys.
Yeah,
not before Jaden. Who did they have at 5 and 6?
I had Jabari Smith at 5 and then Keegan Murray at 6.
Oh. See, those guys I wouldn't even put between Jalen and Jaden and Jalen. But I think the only ones I agree with before them were Dyson Daniels as a defender, and Andrew Nembhard really proved himself too. I really like his game. So, but I think Christian Brown is a top 6 or 7, but he's not number 4.
Yeah, I think what's working probably against particularly Jaden Ivey is a lot of these players have all been in the playoffs, or like Dyson Daniels. I don't know if he's played a playoff game, but obviously just won most improved and had an amazing season. So I kind of get it, but sometimes with these redrafts, I still think you need to factor in like where you think their career is going to go. And Zave, you got up and walked off. I'm assuming you're not happy with Jaden Ivey potentially being the 11th best player out of this draft, because that's how I look at it. Maybe I've got the context wrong, but I definitely don't think Jaden Ivey is going to be the 11th best player in this class when it's all said and done. What are your thoughts?
Nah, I mean, I really love JI. It's his work ethic that really like pushes me to support him, you know, like he's obviously had roots to Detroit. He's all in for Detroit. And I've said before, said it many times, it's just what I'm here for, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure. I think as well, I just think Jaden's just had a rough entry to the NBA with our Pistons. Like Jar brought up here. Sorry, this comment nearly takes up half the screen. I got to figure out how to fix these up. But there was the Monty situation, obviously the broken leg. But I think we all still believe in his potential. Prince, what are your thoughts? Oh, he's just dropped out for me.
He's back.
And,
Mike.
Oh, he's muted.
Once again. But I think that personally with Jaden Ivey and all those people in front of him, it's wrong, of course. But I feel like if the Pistons were a good team the year before last, then Cade would have been in MVP voting. And that's a crazy take, but I feel like that he would definitely be in MVP voting. So I feel like Cade just didn't get the spotlight last year, but now he got it in his 4th year. And now that Jaden Ivey's going into his 4th year, he'll definitely be up in the draft. But if anything, I feel like Cade really proved himself last year and the year before last. But even still, he was on a team full of bums. And I'm not going to call everybody a bum because they're pretty good now. But hey, I just want to say that they're wrong. They're wrong, of course. And we can see that as Pistons fans. But hey, I don't really care. I know that Jaden Ivey's going to prove himself, and I know that he's going to be great. So that's really been on my mind.
I love it. And Maddie, I'm sorry I missed this, my friend, but thank you for the super chat. And like we said last time, vote for Prince. We need President Prince here.
Let's go. Vote for Prince, guys. Vote for Prince. Tuesday, August 26th. Vote for Prince, guys.
Let's go. Do you have how does the voting actually work? Is there a link or is it only your students that can vote?
So I haven't figured that out yet, because if anybody can vote, I'd get all the votes from Pistons chat. But I think right now that it's only students. But you go on a link, and I'm sure it's a link, and they just tell you to vote. And I made a lot of speeches over this past week. And in my classes, and it took a lot out of me, but I feel like with my speech and practicing on Pistons Jack, it's been great. So I feel like if anything, I got a lot of new votes today and last week, and I feel like, hey, I know I know that we can do more, and I want to do more for my freshman class. And I feel like if anything, I hope I do win, And even if I don't, I feel like I still have you guys. So if anything, it's super great.
Of course.
And yeah,
Amen.
that's all I had to say.
We love it. Well, let's move to our next topic. So, Bleacher Report during the week kind of dropped their win-loss predictions for every team following the off-season. And I must give it to Bleacher Report. Sometimes I think some of the stuff they put out is pretty like clickbaity and like, but I think they were pretty like these win-loss totals were pretty fair. So I want to get each of your reaction to this and kind of your prediction for the Pistons record this season. But they had the Pistons winning 45 games, so going 45 and 37. For context, teams in the East that were ahead of them in this article were the Atlanta Hawks with 47 wins, the Cavs with 57, Knicks 51 wins, the Magic 49, and then the Bucks were tied on 45 wins with the Pistons. So to round that out, they pretty much have Detroit as the 5th or 6th seed, depending on their season series with the Bucks, whoever finishes higher. Now, I disagree with this, but I also think the win totals are like kind of around the mark a little bit. Maybe Sarah, reaction to that, and then your prediction for the Pistons this season.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, they've got it right, like mid-40s. I don't blame them for thinking that. I'm curious what they thought we would do. I'm curious of last year's, what their win prediction was for us going in. I don't see. I think the
18.
Right. I was like, I'll be thrilled if we make it to 20. So I see us more as the 47, 48, 49. I think that to put the Bucks, who just lost Lillard and Lopez and these guys that the guys have to learn a whole new. He's played with these guys, maybe not Lillard, but for years. That's just strange to me. And then I think again the hype around the Magic and the Hawks change up. I see us doing better than if not one, but then both of those teams. But I think they're all between 45 and 50, but I don't think that we're the lowest. So
yeah, safe.
No, I definitely agree with Sarah with the win total, but with the Hawks and the Magic, you can definitely make an argument. I got to give credit to them. They had a good offseason. I mean, the Hawks got Kristaps Porzingis, and I just definitely love that because like they definitely need big. Magic got Desmond Bane, but they did have to give up a lot, so it's a bit tough. I could see us going 46, 47 definitely. Yeah, but our division's gone weaker, so that maybe can boost things up. So yeah.
No, good points for sure. So just to recap, Sarah, and so each of you had around like between 45 and 50 wins on the season?
Absolutely.
I'd say 47, 48. Yeah, I think that we're where they're putting the Magic and Hawks. Even if the Magic and Hawks are there too, that's where we are.
Got you. Prince?
Yeah, I think definitely in that over 50 win margin if we get Malik Beasley. I think that 50 wins should not be that hard for us this year. I feel like if anything, I know we can reach it, and I know that we're going to be the 3rd seed, and I know Atlanta and Orlando are not better than us, and I know only the Knicks and the Cavs are going to be better than us. But hey, I just think that if we can get over 50 wins, that's a dub for me. And if we make the playoffs at least as the 3rd seed, that's a dub for me. And I feel like that's our peak. That's going to be our peak, our ceiling for this season. Uh-oh.
Can I ask?
and speaking of Sarah, she just came.
Oh my
God.
I freaking think.
Bigger.
That is.
Let's go.
I'm gonna put you.
I'm not sure if each of you factored this in when you were thinking of your record then, but if Malik is on the team, does that change your win-loss projection at all?
I would say yes. Well, yeah, I think it's just because there were a couple games last year where THJ and Malik were just not hitting it. And I think with like having Duncan, having Malik, having some more reliable 3-point shooters, be good. And I mean, I think about the same. I could see us getting to 52. There were a couple of random losses we had last season, like the Wizards, stuff like that we shouldn't have lost the game. But I mean, every team goes through that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe a couple games more just for shooting depth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like.
Oh no, you go.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
But building on what Sarah said, I feel like those random losses were pretty crazy. I feel like the Wizards and like a lot of the Bucks games, it was weird, but at the same time, I feel like in those moments, I had to always remember where we came from. You know, like the year before, we were losing every day, every day, and I feel like that feeling of winning a game as a Pistons fan is really unmatched. I feel like I felt better during that winning streak than when Michigan won the national championship. Like that just felt so good, you know. And yeah, I really felt that, you know.
Yeah, no, I could
I
definitely
love how
see
you're
ourselves.
getting some Michigan love in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't love it, mate? But I could see ourselves definitely pushing up a few wins. But that, I guess, what it comes down to is figuring out the rotation. Like, obviously, with Monty, I don't want to have Ivey sitting on the bench. It's just going to come down to the best rotation we can have, you know. And it's definitely going to be tough, but we can do it, mate. If we can triple our wins, you know, we can figure out rotation, you know.
100%. Yeah, I think I'm aligned with pretty much all of you. I think if I had to like put money on it, I would have us at like that 4 seed right now. I think I have the Magic maybe just slightly ahead of us, but
Yeah.
I could see us being slightly ahead of them. I definitely think we'll be better than the Hawks, and happy to look stupid if I'm wrong on that, but I think the Hawks are a little bit overrated. But moving on then, the final segment we'll do. I was going to do some 2K ratings, but we might save that for next week. We'll maybe I actually just had this in here to ask each of you. Who is your favorite random Pistons player of all time? Like, is there a player that you really enjoyed that maybe I should have let you know before I was going to ask you, but is there a player that you enjoyed that he wasn't so much popular, but while they're with the Pistons, even if it was just for one season, I could give you a couple of mine to get us started here while you guys have a think. But I think a random Pistons player I really enjoyed was like, do you remember Frank Jackson?
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like for a second there, it felt like he might have been like our future sixth man when he was like hitting all these threes. I don't know if it was Cade's rookie season or more the season before, but he was actually like pretty solid. That he was a guy I really enjoyed. And then another one for me, it was probably Sekou Doumbouya. He was literally my favorite player for like 12 months there, I reckon. And then about halfway through Stu's rookie season, Stu became my favorite player, but it was Sekou there for a minute. So that's probably my couple.
Mine aren't, I guess they're not unknown. They're just who I think of when I started watching the Pistons that aren't talked about a lot. I'll say Antonio McDyess. Really loved him. Rodney Stuckey and Jason Maxfield I really loved them on the Pistons when I watched them growing up. And then I got to say hello to Thon Maker when he was in Detroit with the Pistons. I got to say
how
hello.
good.
Yeah. He wasn't paying attention in the huddle. He was just waving, and I was like, okay. And so that was cool.
I love that.
Him, but
I was so excited when they traded for him.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Thon Maker like high school mixtapes? Like he was meant to be like the next Kevin Durant. That's when I used to watch high school mixtapes and thought they were like, that's the NBA player they were going to be. Those are great names though, Sarah.
One player that
Save
comes
or
to
Prince?
mind. Well, actually, I got two here. First one, Anthony Tolliver.
Oh, the Tolliver's.
Search up the AT effect. I don't care. I don't care what you say. He is a baller, and he will be a baller.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a great. I love that one, Save. That's awesome.
Same. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Another one, Christian Wood. He was 20 plus points per game, and I'm gonna need to give you a handout here. Was there some guy named Carlos? Because I got a little bit of a story to tell. Sorry, what was that?
Carlos Arroyo?
Yeah, that's the one. I could have been named after
That's
him.
random.
Yeah. You what?
You could have been named after him.
Yeah, my dad wanted to call me Carlos.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's from the early.
Your
That's
dad-
from 2000. That's so funny. Or mid 2000s. That's funny.
I'm gonna have to message Darren on Twitter. I always see him commenting. I'm gonna have to be like, I might start calling him Carlos.
Yeah, I might just have
Carlos
to put my name
Byrne.
Carlos from now on. Yeah. But
That's
for
so
real though,
good.
shout out to Dad. It's his birthday today, so
Oh wow.
he's gonna be
Let's
watching it
go.
this afternoon. So, Dad, thanks for always
Happy
being
birthday.
there. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Love it, Dave. Happy birthday to Darren. Appreciate
Happy
your
birthday,
support,
man.
mate. Aussie Pistons fan. We love it. And Prince, though, these are some awesome names, by the way. Is there a random Piston that comes to mind?
I'm kind of shocked because I don't know any of these people. Well, I know Rodney Stuckey and all of them, but these are just randoms like before I was born, 2015 type. But if I were to say one, I would say Bojan Bogdanovic. I feel like his credit is just not there. I feel like he did so much for our team when we were down in the deepest depths, and I feel like we could honor him a little bit more for everything he's done. And I think that's about it. I think like other than that, I can't really think of anybody else except kind of Sadiq Bey, but he wasn't really a random. But I do think that there's a lot of Pistons players that I've seen, and I feel like I'm not gonna say Marcus Sasser because he isn't actually off the team, but yeah, Bojan Bogdanovic. I feel like he was so big and he was such a role player for us, especially when Cade was gone. It was like it was great. Another one, Alec Burks. Alec Burks was also a big one.
Oh no,
His shooting back in the day. 2 years ago, back in the day, but Alex Burks.
These random pools, man.
Yeah,
Alec Burks was great, and man, his shooting was unmatched. And I feel like I really miss him. I miss him too. And if I'm not wrong, Bojan Bogdanovic retired a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And speaking more on save, I love how he was almost named after a Pistons player because I was named after two. And I feel like
is that where Prince comes from? From Tayshawn?
Yes, my name is Prince Isaiah Span.
Oh, we did not. I don't think we knew that. As if we should have put 2 and 2 together. That's crazy.
We should have known.
Yeah, that's bad. Man, that's not good from us. That's cool.
I feel like my dad was the only big Pistons fan like that before me, so I feel like he named me after 2 of them. So I was like very honored to carry those names on my back. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
But those are just some really random players that I think of. I don't have the same Pistons ball knowledge as you guys, but I'm definitely getting there. I'm still studying. I'm learning, you know. But
you're only 14.
Yeah.
Mate, leave it all there. Mate, just leave it at the TV, mate.
Yeah.
And once again, I want to say happy birthday to your dad, Zave. Wish him a happy birthday because I love my dad just as you, teaching me about the Pistons and stuff. You know, dads are really great, you know, so happy birthday to your dad again.
No, appreciate it, mate.
Shout out. Shout out to Darren. We had some good ones in the chat here as well. Maddie says Will Bynum. That's an awesome name. Yep. Will Bynum with rookie Andre Drummond, all those lobs. I remember all of those. I actually remember I was such an Andre Drummond stan that I would hate when Brandon Knight was on the court because he couldn't pass like to Andre. So I'd always love when Will Bynum would come in because he could like throw lobs. So shout out to Will Bynum. Great one from you. Mega Hustler says Walter Herman. I think he was a tiny bit before I was a Pistons fan, but I want to say like in the 2000s maybe. I think he had the ponytail. I think I've seen photos of him. So that's a deep cut for sure.
Man, anybody with the username Mega Hustler 313 is just
Dennis
like an
Rodman.
old head to me.
Yeah, Rodman's good. Not unpopular, but yeah, that's that whole team.
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson. There's a lot of forgotten Pistons. Rodman's mostly
Stanley, and then
sadly, but yeah.
Then we got Carlos Delfino, great one from Devon. So yeah, Stanley Johnson's a great one too, Sarah. Sorry, I think my internet's lagging, so if I accidentally cut anyone off, apologies. But yeah, Stanley Johnson, I really thought he was going to be like.
I said Vinny Johnson. That's more my
the microwave.
Oh,
That's a good one. I like that.
Microwave. I love him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It made me think of Stanley.
Great.
I really thought it was going to be Reggie Jackson, Stanley, and Andre that were going to like keep us in the playoffs for like 10 years in a row. Did not happen. I think that's going to do it. I'll save this other question for next week for the random Pistons thoughts. But really fun show today, guys. Really exciting news about Malik. Let's see what happens. I don't know if we'll find out the next couple of days, but
any breaking news yet? I keep checking.
I assume someone in the chat would have said if something's happened, but
not if they're so focused on our conversation, you know.
We're having a great time here, ladies and gentlemen.
But look, maybe in the next week or so we'll find out. Malik might want to assess all his options, so maybe this might take a little bit longer than we like, but hopefully next time we're on here, he's a Piston. But appreciate Prince, Dave, Sarah all joining. We've had a really fun time up here, and everyone in the chat: Sean, Devon, Maddie, Mega Hustler, Devon, everyone. Appreciate you all. But that's going to do it for today's show. Till next week, as always, go Pistons.